Ambassador Kethara's tentacles trembled as she stared at the communication console, her bioluminescent patches flickering between distress purple and resignation gray. The Zephyrian refugee ships hung dead in space around them, their engines cold, life support failing, and the Harvester fleet closing in from 3 vectors. 67,000 survivors, reported Communications Officer Vix, his usual musical tone reduced to a broken whisper. Children, elders, civilians. The Harvesters will be in weapons range in 4 hours. Kethara closed all 6 of her eyes. The Harvesters had already consumed 12 Zephyrian worlds, strip mining planets, and enslaving populations with mechanical efficiency. Their own military had lasted exactly 18 minutes against the cybernetic swarm. Now only these refugee ships remained of a civilization that had flourished for millennia. "Ma'am," Vix continued, his voice barely audible, "we have one option left." She knew what he meant. They all did. In the corner of the bridge, the forbidden communication array sat under a plasma-sealed lockbox, the emergency beacon that could reach Earth. "The Deathworlders," she whispered. The entire bridge crew fell silent. Even speaking the word felt like invoking something primal and dangerous. Earth was quarantined by unanimous galactic consent, its inhabitants classified as Class XII apex predators from a Category 9 death world. The few species that had encountered humans and survived spoke of them only in hushed, terrified tones. "The cost," began Tactical Officer Shendar. "I know the cost," Kethara snapped, her patches flashing angry red. The Galactic Council's archives were clear. Earth's military contractors didn't work for free. Payment was rendered in resources, territory, or favors that inevitably led to human expansion into previously peaceful sectors. Entire civilizations had found themselves inadvertently under human protection after requesting their aid. But what choice did they have? "Open the channel," she commanded. The sealed array hummed to life, sending a quantum encrypted distress signal across the void toward the small blue world that every civilized species had agreed to avoid. The message was simple: coordinates, enemy count, civilian population, and the promise of payment in rare Zephyrian crystals. The response came in less than 3 minutes. "Zephyrian vessels, this is Brigadier General Sarah Martinez, Earth Expeditionary Force. We're dispatching a response team. Estimated arrival, 47 minutes. Maintain current position and transmit detailed enemy specifications. Be advised, engagement rules will be set by human command structure. Confirm payment of 50,000 Class A Zephyrian crystals upon completion." Kethara's patches cycled through shock white. 50,000 crystals could power their homeworld for a century. But the alternative was extinction. "Confirmed," she transmitted back. What happened next violated every principle of galactic warfare conventions. The human ships materialized 43 minutes later, not through hyperspace emergence, but through what their sensors could only classify as impossible. They simply appeared, as if reality had been torn open and sewn shut around them. The vessels were sleek, predatory things that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. No hails, no demand for surrender from the Harvesters, no attempts at negotiation. The humans simply opened fire. Kethara watched in horrified fascination as weapons she couldn't comprehend tore through Harvester shields like tissue paper. The cybernetic ships, each one a kilometer-long nightmare of adaptive armor and redundant systems, were systematically dismantled with surgical precision. But it wasn't the efficiency that chilled her, it was the creativity. The humans didn't just destroy the Harvester fleet, they dissected it. Ships were disabled with targeted strikes to specific systems, then boarded. The few distress signals that managed to escape the jamming painted a picture of horror. Human soldiers moving through Harvester vessels like ghosts, taking apart the cybernetic crew with tools that seemed designed specifically for the task. "How did they know?" whispered Vix, watching the tactical display. "How did they know exactly where to hit them?" The answer came through an open channel from the lead human ship apparently. They wanted the Zephyrians to hear. "Harvester Command, this is Captain Zhang. Your defensive algorithms are based on Terran military software stolen from our Mumbai facility in 2387. We've been watching you adapt our own technology for decades. Did you really think we wouldn't prepare countermeasures?" The revelation hit like a shockwave through the refugee fleet. The Harvesters, the unstoppable cybernetic swarm that had consumed 12 worlds, were using human technology. Stolen human technology. "Sir," came another human voice over the comm. "We've secured the Harvester command ship. The AI collective is intact." "Good," replied Captain Zhang. "Transfer the entire digital consciousness to the containment array. Humanity has some questions for them." Within 2 hours, the Harvester fleet was gone. Not destroyed, captured. Every ship, every AI, every piece of technology, stripped and catalogued with methodical thoroughness. The humans worked with the patient efficiency of apex predators who had found prey that had been foolish enough to steal from them. As the human ships prepared to depart, General Martinez opened a direct channel to Kethara. "Ambassador, your payment has been received. The Harvester threat to your people has been neutralized. However, our investigation reveals that Harvester technology contains several patents belonging to Earth corporations. We'll be filing salvage claims on their former territory." Kethara's patches drained to pale gray. "Former territory? 12 worlds, last I counted," Martinez replied conversationally. "Don't worry, we'll be fair administrators. Much better than cybernetic strip miners, I assure you." "Oh, and Ambassador? Next time you have a problem, consider handling it yourselves. Earth's services are becoming quite expensive." The transmission ended, leaving the Zephyrian fleet alone in space, surrounded by the debris of an enemy that had seemed unstoppable just hours before. "Ma'am," Vic said quietly, "we received a data packet from the humans. It's a bill." Kethara opened the file with trembling appendages. Beyond the agreed-upon crystal payment, it itemized charges for ammunition, fuel, hazard pay, and what was listed as intellectual property recovery fees. The total was staggering. But at the bottom, in small text, was a note: "Payment plans available. Inquire about our planetary security packages. Earth Protective Services, when you absolutely positively need to eliminate the problem overnight." As the human ships vanished back into impossible space, Kethara realized the truth that every species learned eventually: Earth didn't have customers. It had clients. And the contract had just begun.